Okay, here we are in Illustrator, and we're about ready to use the rotate tool. As you can see, this little tooltip that's popping up right now shows you an animated version of what you can do with it. Essentially, it's rotating objects around a fixed point, and you can access it with the keyboard shortcut R, or just simply go over to your tools and click on this little thing right there. But before we get into any sort of creation, I want to make a background, and I'm going to have the background be black so that we can see just better instead of a white background. I'm going to lock that layer and create a new layer above it, and I'm just going to call this content because I like to label my layers. All right, so first thing I want to do is show you a quick breakdown of what the rotate tool does without taking too much time. So I'm going to change the stroke. I've cut off the fill, and my stroke right now is black, but I'm going to change it because we have a black background obviously to, let's do some weird lime green thing, and I've got the ellipse tool selected. All right, I'm going to drag some weird little shape like this out. Okay, so once I deselect that, this is what we have right here. And essentially what I want to do with the rotate tool is create a point right here that this will rotate around and create some sort of like little, I don't know what you want to call it, flower, spiral, not spiral obviously, just a circular thing around it, and you'll see what I mean. So I have this active now. I've clicked on it, and I'm simply gonna click on the rotate tool. This little crosshair, let me zoom in super tight for you. So I've clicked on the rotate tool. This little crosshair thing right here is what I want to move. It's like a tealish color for me. I believe you could customize it, but that's just by default what it's set at for me. I zoom back out. So once I click on this, I need to hold Alt and move this by clicking and dragging. So I am moving it to the bottom right here, and you can see it kind of shifted and it brought up the rotate tool for me. I have it set at like 14.4 based on stuff I was doing before, but I can change that to whatever by entering numbers in, or I could simply drag this and it'll kind of, you see how it's rotating along this little crosshair thing that I created initially. That's cool, but I'm just gonna have it at 16, and I'm gonna hit copy, and what's gonna happen is it'll create another little instance of this basically. However, we want it all the way around, so all you have to do at this point is just hit Command D if you're using a Mac. So Command D, Command D, you like the whole time you're just holding Command, pressing D, and now you have this. It's almost perfect. You can see these two are kind of like, well, not kind of, they're way more close than these. So that's a little off, but you get the gist of what you could do with it now. So with that in mind, I can do something like make my rotation a little bit more precise around an object. So I'm gonna create this circle right here. Let me actually give this a fill, so now it'll be green, no stroke around it. That's a pretty bright green. It's kind of annoying me, so let me just like dim it down a little. All right, so I'm gonna now switch back over, and I'm gonna create a little object that looks similar to what we just did, and I can align both these, make sure they're aligned by getting my align panel up here active. If they were off like that, we just go back to align these objects in the center right here. So with this selected, again, go into that rotate tool, which is right here. Shortcut is R, Alt, and drag down. I don't want to rotate it here. I want to rotate it based off of the center of this, because these two things are going to be interacting in a sense. Like, we're trying to make this look like it's, I'm not going to say a flower, but like something similar to it. All right, so you could kind of do some more precise math, if you in the angle dialog box, or whatever you want to call it, input box, I can divide 360 divided by however many instances of these I want. So if I wanted like let's say 35, I'll hit copy, and then it happened really fast, but it made a copy of this, and again it's ready to be like duplicated. So Command D, and basically it should around here go 360 degrees 35 times perfectly. Okay, so you see that right there, they're all perfectly aligned around this. Whereas the instance before, I just like rotated it and kind of put in some random number and guessed, and that's what I got. Sometimes, I guess if you're trying to do more abstract, random, weird stuff, you could do what I did in the first example, but this one is like an example of how to get something exactly precise and using that division to generate this. Obviously, of course, you can customize this any way you want. You can group things together, make this a big giant gradient. Like, let me just select it, click group down here, and then if I wanted, I could, like, I don't know, you can just get crazy with the artistic stuff, but I'm not really trying to give you a tutorial based on making this look cool. I just want you to see the rotate tool and get a good understanding so that you can actually go out and create something that you could benefit from. Like, if I don't know, if you need to make some, like a wheel for a vehicle and you need to create a bunch of spokes, instead of drawing each one out meticulously, like, this will save so much time. If you're doing character artwork and you wanted to make, like, you're working on an eyeball or something, you needed to have a bunch of little details that were very labor intensive like this will save you some time. So again, one more time, I'm gonna just get rid of the fill on this, and we're gonna do the first one initially, where I'm just creating some random stuff in a circle. I am using the shape as an example. It doesn't have to be this thing. It could be like, let me get some squares and we'll have them going around a shape like this. So again, that thing is active. We have this little square. There's going to be a bunch like that. It's going to look weird, but it's just an example so you can get the hang of things. So rotate tool, let me hold Alt and drag this point to wherever I want. If I wanted the point to rotate around here, I could. If I wanted up here, I could. But I just am going to rotate it there. And I'm going to rotate it, let's see, 12, I guess, and then hit copy. So it's going to, like, this is going to be a whole bunch of them when I hit Command D. So you see what's happening here. This is, like I said, if you're trying to do some weird abstract looking thing, some geometric looking thing. I don't know, this almost looks like a bicycle wheel with all the spokes and stuff. But you know, and you can go in and like get rid of some of these individual ones if you need to, for whatever reason. But that's the rotate tool. That's the power of it. It's pretty straightforward. You just have to remember certain steps, and you have to you know, just have a plan, or don't have a plan. I mean, you could make a lot of weird, cool things. Like, I'm just, you know, talking and doing this with this star right here, and I'm sure that this will be, you know, its own unique little creation in just a second. So again, rotate tool R, that will activate it. Hit that, bring that down. The anchor, you bring the anchor down or bring it to wherever you want by holding Alt, dragging, and let's put it there. 25 degree angle. Preview gives us this. Copy that. Always hit copy, and then just Command D. And from that one star, the rotate tool gave us this weird thing. I probably should have done one more to like cap that off, but look at it. I mean, it's pretty cool. Not bad. Polygon tool, same thing. Drag this out. Like, let me just give you a good example of what we could do, how you could get creative and push it further. I'll group those. So now we have two things right here that will kind of act as one. And let's go ahead and hit the rotate tool, drag this point, hold Alt, bring it, we're gonna bring it to this edge this time. And now you see it's gonna have both of these going around like that. Let me hit that copy, Command D, here we go, weird stuff. If this was the 80s and I was like designing a game for the Atari or something, this would probably be pretty good graphics for it, like a space shooter thing, whatever. But the rotate tool, here it is, that's what you can do with it. Pretty powerful and not difficult to use at all in Adobe Illustrator. So I hope you liked that tutorial. I tried to break it down, give you a lot of different examples as quick as I could. And if you have questions about it, let me know. If not, hope you enjoyed everything. So peace.